Okay, so where am I at with the Ender7? So we have the Big Tree Tech SKR Mini E3 V3 board mounted inside now. That's all working. One of the problems I had was I hadn't upped the stepper motor current, so it was struggling to move the AB steppers. So cheers to Dale for the tip to sort that out. Once I up that to 1 amp, then I could work out the rotation distance and stuff. So now it is actually moving properly. Then I found I was getting a terrible noise all the time with not only the hot end fan running constantly, but also the fan that cools the extruder motor. So I've now bypassed the connection for both of those on the header board and brought them straight back down into the box here. So they both come in on these wires, and then this is just a temporary splitter I made up for running 2 fans from 1 port. It was just there in a Ziploc bag while I was testing it, but now I know that it works. I've made a case for it, and bear with me, I'm using my phone here and I don't normally do it like this. So, where are you? There we are. So, it's just a little bit of proto board with 3 fan ports in it, and then just a little bit of link wire on the back, and then that sits in this base. And the lid goes over it like so, and then you can just screw through it, and through pure fluke, can I focus on it? These 2 holes here are exactly the same distance apart as the 2 holes I put in this board. So I can just mount that in here now. As I'm working on it, obviously most of this will move about, and eventually the pie will come inside the case, but for now, while I'm still tinkering, I've got the pie separate and it's mounted outside the case, which also means if I have to quickly kill the power to the printer because something's going wrong, I don't bring the power to the pie down at the same time. So everything's all turned off. So yeah, that'll fit there like that for now. And then instead of having this contraption, I mean, I could have just solder spliced both wires together, and if I'd done it at the header board, I would have only needed 1 set of wires coming down to the case. But I figured this way, if I choose to change anything in the future, I haven't then got to rerun more wires or mess about with it. So we've just got a little link wire here, goes to the port on the board. That's the hot end controllable fan port there. So that then pulls the power and the signal out to this little board, and both of our fan plugs rather, go in here. It's just a silly little thing, but gradually I'm moving more and more wiring away from the stock Reality header board that was mounted at the top back of the frame, purely because the wiring is just a little bit weird. So there we go, that's all tidied in, and then I can just tuck the cables away for now. How much I know where it's all going to be, then I can shorten these cables. So we'll move these bits out of the way, we can now get this back on its feet. I'll give you a quick tour around the rest of it. So just here, this is the back of the screen mount. I've got a BTT TFT 35 SPI. Cool, got it right. Mounted there. So I needed an adapter plate. I'm just going to move my work light out of the way. Hopefully without dropping it or blinding anyone. Okay, so Take your bets on whether I drop this. Oh, it's not light. Okay, so there we go. Now it's back upright. So here's the SPI touchscreen. For now it's just feeding from the Pi that's mounted here. And then up here we've got a couple of lights. I'll get in power in a minute. And then at the back there is where all the wiring is. So let's fire it up. There we go. And where's my feed for the lights? Here we are. Okay, so most of my LEDs run at 5 volt, and I've picked up these things. They're used for 24 volt heavy duty LED rigging and stuff, but the connectors themselves just snap on the wires, which makes it nice and easy to throw together stuff like this. So now I've got a light here and here, and it just throws a lot of light on the hot end. So now here we have clipper screen running. So if we do a quick home, and yes, now instead of random jolts all over the place and crashing into the frame, that actually moves as expected. I wound up having to drop the micro steps down to 16 and the rotation distance up to 64. So if you're working on one of these and you've gotten rid of the weird external steppers it had inside it, try those values. And now when that homes, you can see the light is roughly where a print would sit. The only snag is it's got this great big metal bar in the way. I have contemplated cutting it, but yeah, maybe not. So there we go, that's where we are so far. Now what's left is mostly tuning. So, thanks for watching.